Greetings! Well, I hope you're enjoying the class and I hope you enjoyed learning the ins and outs of QuickBooks Desktop. We'll be looking at QuickBooks Online towards the end of this semester, but right now we're moving on to the next software. You know, I listened to the previous videos that I've done, and to tell you the truth, I sound kind of dull. So I'm going to try and step it up a little bit as we move on to the next software that we're going to be looking at. This week we start on the next computerized accounting software. That's Sage 50 2017. And I've included the URL here on our Moodle page. We'll just go right down to that. So let's take a look at it. We'll check out the URL. It's going to take us right to the page on Sage Education Alliance. It's going to bring it up. When you get here, I want you to scroll down this page and it gives us some information about the program. You're going to be looking at the students. For students, and students, click here. So it's going to tell you that we're going to be looking at the product that's required for your course. It's Sage 50 Accounting, the US edition. You will need to go ahead and register. Once you've registered, you'll receive an email with the email that you provide to them. You'll receive the codes and then you'll download your desired version. Make sure that you select Sage 50 2017. I'm going to take us back now to the course and we'll go ahead and look at that. You will find that we are going to be looking at Chapter 1 in Sage 50. The book that you have contains a great overview of the software in Chapter 1. You'll notice that the book contains 6 chapters. When we designed the course, working with Barb, we wanted to make sure that you got exposed to the same kind of information that we looked at when we looked at the QuickBooks Desktop Essentials. So we've only included 6 chapters from the whole book, or the whole semester course that is taught for Sage 50. Our goal is to expose you to the software with some practical applications through the exercises. So we go from chapter 1 and then we have chapters 9 and 10 and then chapters 12, 13, and 14. So we're going to start out with chapter 1. Once you've downloaded the software and have it all loaded up, what you're going to see is something like this. So Sage 50 is going to look a little bit different to you than QuickBooks Desktop did. It has a lot of the same type of information. The biggest difference is that you're not seeing that flowchart when you first open the software. I have down the left side here the navigation bar, and I have it set on business status. So this gives us the information that we're looking for our business as a whole. This is Bellwether Garden Supply. That will be the sample company that we're going to be looking at as we go through Sage 50 and through this book. Down the navigation pane you can see customers and sales, and there you will notice that we do have kind of a flowchart, but not exactly. But we do have icons that give us the information. We're in the customer and sales here, so we can get information about our customers. That's going to show up over here on the right. We can click on any of these individual customers. If we do have jobs attached to our client or our company, that will be listed there. We can look at new jobs, set up the defaults, new phases, whatever. Time and expense tickets, sales orders, sales invoices, a lot of the same type of similar information that we looked at with QuickBooks. Customer statements, returns and credits, this is where we'll be looking at that information. Again, each of these items on the navigation bar over here on the left is going to bring up the different tasks and processes associated with that particular topic area. When you look at Sage 50, you're going to find it's real similar as far as the information that's available. There is more than one way to get to the task that we want to accomplish. We can go to the maintenance bar where again we've got customers, vendors, employees. You can see that same information down here across the top as we're looking at the menu bar across the top. We have tasks, we can do analysis, options, reports and forms, similar information to what we saw in QuickBooks. So if we're going to just be looking at vendors and purchases and we want to create a purchase order, we can go ahead and do that. Let's just take a look real quick at what that's going to look like. Oh, where did that go? It's taking a while to load. So here's the new one. And we can see that we can pick up a specific vendor, and that information isn't populated in our purchase order. We can go ahead and get what item we want from our inventory that we want to order. It explains it there, what the unit price is, that information. Okay, so that's where we're going to go ahead and look at the different types of information that are available to us, the different tasks that we might process. Again, like QuickBooks, we have more than one way to accomplish our tasks. We have across the top, you can't quite see it here, but the Sage 50 icon, that's going to tell us what company we have open. We have our menu bar across the top. Again, we've looked at this before, the different lists, whether we want to edit, the file information that's there. We have the title bar, which basically tells us which particular tab or category that we're looking at that we've got through our navigation bar here on the left. And then we have the toolbar. This is the information that's going to tell us what it is that we want to look at and where we're going from there. Okay. I think perhaps the navigation bar is going to be the most important part that we're going to be using as we go through learning our Sage 50 software. I'm going to just take a look. I'm on page 8 in your text, and that has us in the customer and sales information where we're looking at maintaining customers. You've got your tab information, a specific customer that we want to look at, any receipts, customers and sales. So it's going to, what they've opened here, I'm trying to, if I want to look at a specific customer, I'm looking at this maintain customers and prospects window, and it shows us the customer ID, the information about them. We've got the tabs across the top here, the sales information, payment and credit information, a lot of the same type of information that we're accustomed to seeing in our computerized software. We do have information though about particular our information window, that's our active field. So if I move to a different field, it's going to provide me different information regarding that. So if I go a little bit over here to the history, the sales information, then the sales info tab, it's going to tell you what this tab is used for and the type of information that we might want to include there. Hope that makes sense to you. Again, the payment and credit tab. So we'll go back to general, and it just gives us that information over there on the information window, which is basically a help tab that's just available to us right away when we're looking at different tasks that we're trying to accomplish in Sage. Okay, so again, I'll close out of this. I just wanted to make sure that you had an opportunity to see what the software is going to kind of look like, what you can expect when you do your download. I'm going to minimize this and go back to our Moodle course. Again, we're starting Sage software this week. If you have any difficulties downloading the software, please send me an email and get in touch with me so that we can make sure that it works out for you. This chapter is longer than the other chapters. It will take a little bit of getting through, but it really is just providing you a very thorough overview of the computerized software that is Sage 50, as well as giving you some background information on the different types of um, Microsoft uh, controls and tabs and information that we use when we're using Microsoft. Okay, I think that's really all that I wanted to talk to you about in this video. Again, if you have questions about it, let me know. This week your exam is due, so that you know that you need to upload the exam answer sheet here. Um, Again, there's a quiz and then there's the assignment that's also due this week. So I do appreciate your efforts. Everything seems to be going really well. I do appreciate that you're getting your assignments done and turning them in on time. So again, any questions, send me an email or contact me through Moodle and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Great. Good luck.